So what is going on, guys? I'm Black Ops Amazing. Welcome back to another zombies video on the channel, where today we're going to be talking about the director of Requiem, who we believe is Richtofen or Eddie, whatever you want to call him. We have some brand new intel in Season 5, some audio logs, some documents, conversations between the director and Samantha, and well, the storyline between these two is just starting to get interesting. So if you do enjoy today's video, don't forget to drop a like rating, make sure you are subscribed, but let's get into this. Here we go, and enjoy. So in the Richtofen ending cutscene, we saw Samantha Maxis use her powers to allow the operators in Berlin to escape from Kravchenko. Whilst in Requiem HQ, she opened up a portal for them, allowing them to escape. However, the director of Requiem was watching all of this happen. He witnessed Samantha use her powers to open up the portal. We then saw him write a group memo to Requiem on the computer where he says, "Valentina is no longer an issue. Agent Klaus completed his mission. Project Janus may now proceed unimpeded. Maxis presents a problem that must be dealt with. Her powers are growing." And this was our first teaser of Requiem's director. We still never saw his face. It isn't 100% confirmed who he is, but using what we know about his personality, the fact that Treyarch are keeping his identity a secret, and the fact that we haven't actually seen Eddie in the storyline yet we know he exists in this universe, everything points towards the director being Eddie Richtofen. I am 90% sure this is him, and well, in Season 5 we have even more audio logs where we actually get to hear the director's voice. Well, at least we hear him speak. He is using a voice changer, but this takes place after the Richtofen ending, whereafter the director witnessed Samantha use her powers on the CCTV. He then took her away from Requiem's headquarters to a new facility.
Wake up. Wake up!
Where am I? Where's Natso?
You will answer our questions. Do you understand?
Who the hell are you?
That's not important. What's important is who you are. What is your name?
Fuck you.
Where were you born?
Kiss my ass.
Your name is Samantha Maxis. You were born in Berlin, November 5th. Is that correct? Is that correct?
I don't know. Everything is different now.
Oh, I know that better than you.
Where am I?
You're in Block 8. A facility specifically designed to take care of people like you.
Take care of people like me?
You're here to undergo some specialized tests.
What kind of tests?
You'll find out soon enough. The Dark Aether changed you in many ways. I just need you to know how much.
You don't know anything about me.
Really? I think you're going to be very surprised. Hello, Sam.
Leave me alone.
No. We've got work to do.
Oh, you're going to electrocute me again?
I really hope it doesn't come to that.
What do you want?
I want you to show me some of your powers. Weaver and Gray both saw you do it. Why should I miss out?
What are you talking about?
I want you to move something, using only the power of your mind.
If you'd come down from behind that glass, I'd move something, all right.
I was worried you'd be like this. Why can't we just get along? I promise you, what I'm doing is for your own good.
You're insane.
Maybe. But I know what you're capable of. I just want to see it for myself.
What if I don't want to?
That would force me into the regrettable position of having to use more severe methods.
Is that a threat?
No, not a threat. Just an incentive.
Hello, Mr. Director.
Oh, you heard me come in. You're very perceptive, aren't you?
Not counting bathroom breaks and mandatory exercise. 15 days. As of today.
And still no breakthrough?
What kind of breakthrough do you want? Your only goal seems to be trying to make me angry. But I'm not. Just disappointed.
You're probably going to be more disappointed when this session is over. You do know that none of them really care for you. Strauss, Carver, Weaver, even Gray. They've barely inquired as to your current situation.
That's not true. They wouldn't want me to be here. You're just trying to manipulate me. Test my emotional responses.
Like you did with them? Do you even know how much trouble you caused for your Requiem friends? Going behind their backs on your little secret squirrel mission with Ravenov.
I looked Weaver in the eye when I was taken. To be brought here. He didn't want this.
You like him, don't you?
Not in the way you think. We just have history. Shared history. Shared trauma. You wouldn't understand.
I do understand. In fact, I was very forgiving about the whole thing. I mean, given Weaver's failures and lapses in security, I could easily have had him disappeared.
Don't test me.
Maybe I still should.
I'm warning you.
What on earth could you possibly do to me? You really are just a pathetic, sad, little, lost... Oh dear. I suppose we'll have to replace that glass now. But at least we're making progress.
So all three of these radios are the director of Requiem interrogating Samantha, using methods on her such as electrocution to get her to give him answers. What he wants to see from her are her powers. Other characters such as Dr. Gray, Weaver, they've all witnessed Samantha use her power, whereas the director really hasn't, other than what he saw on the CCTV in Richtofen. He wants to see for himself what Samantha is fully capable of. But there are a few really interesting points in here. Starting off with the first radio, the director is trying to get Samantha to admit who she really is. He asks her name, her date of birth, where she was born. Samantha says, "I don't know, everything is different now," and the director replies with, "Oh, I know that better than you." He then goes on to say to her, "The Dark Ether changed you in many ways. I just need to know how much." Samantha replies, "You don't know anything about me," and the director says back, "Really? I think you're going to be very surprised." So it's obvious that the director knows a lot more about Samantha than she even knows about herself. Even other characters such as Weaver, Gray, people that she thought was close to her, the director knows even more about Samantha than they do. In the final radio, when the director is trying to break Samantha, still after 15 days of interrogation, she refuses to show him her full powers. He says to her, 15 days and still no breakthrough. Samantha replies, "What kind of breakthrough do you want? Your only goal seems to be to anger me." "But I'm not, I'm just disappointed," which is when he says back, "You're probably going to be more disappointed when this session is over." What does that mean? Why would Samantha be even more disappointed? Maybe once he's finished interrogating her and he reveals himself, who he actually is, that's when Samantha will truly be disappointed because it's Eddie, her childhood friend. And then, right at the end, as Samantha is getting very angry, she says to the director, "I'm warning you." The director says back, "What on earth could you possibly do to me? You're really just a pathetic, sad, lost little girl," which is when Samantha gets angry and her powers start to come out. She breaks the glass. Now this brings me to a few questions I want to ask. One, well, we know Eddie and Samantha were friends as children. We saw that in the Richtofen ending cutscene. They travelled together from that universe to this one in Cold War. At one point, they were friends, and then, as you can see now, the director is torturing Samantha. So if this is Eddie, why would he want to harm Samantha if at one point they were friends? Well, we know that Samantha suffers with memory loss. She practically can't remember anything from her childhood, anything before the Cold War universe, before the 60s. Her biological father, who was Dr. Maxis, her mother, who died during childbirth, even Eddie, it seems, her childhood friend. All of that is wiped from her memory. We don't know at what point in the storyline Samantha lost a lot of her childhood memories, but if it happened to Samantha, then we thought, what was the possibility of this happening to Eddie? If Samantha lost her memories, then maybe Eddie did as well. But if we listen to these radios, when the director says, I know a lot more about you than you think, how he says he knows everything is different now, and the doorkeeper has changed her. If the director is Eddie, then maybe, for some reason, he didn't lose his memory. He knows exactly who Samantha is, which makes me think, well, why would he interrogate her if they were friends at one point? Now, Samantha did have powers as a child. We saw that in the Alpha Omega ending cutscene and in Richtofen as well. Her powers seem to have continued on into Cold War. However, the director seems to think that the doorkeeper has maybe changed her into a totally different person to what he used to know. She's not the innocent girl she used to be anymore. We already know what the Doorkeeper does to people. In the old timeline, Richtofen became infected by the Doorkeeper. He then began to hear the voices of the Shadow Man in his head who told him to do all of the bad things. So if Samantha is infected by the Doorkeeper, perhaps one reason he's interrogating her is because he knows exactly what the Doorkeeper does to people. That's no longer the Samantha he used to know. Could it be that the director wants to find a way to harness Samantha's powers for himself? It wouldn't be the first time we've seen Richtofen do something like this. Even though this isn't the same iteration that we've seen in the past, this is the innocent version of Eddie, or at least he was before he came to Cold War. But when we do see him, he'll be totally different to any other previous version that we've seen. But some things never change, and well, could this version of Richtofen, just like previous ones, want to find a way to harness the powers of the Dark Ether, which it seems like Samantha can do. One thing I will say is a lot of people believe the director is Hudson. I think the main reason for that is just because he's wearing a white shirt. To that, I would say, well, one, what else do you expect the director of Requiem to wear? And two, the personality of him is nothing like Hudson. The director comes across as sly, slimy, he's doing things on the side his own way. Hudson is very professional, whereas the director isn't, so I don't think there's any chance this is Hudson. I think that's what Treyarch want us to believe, giving him the white shirt and then the voice changer, but no, it just doesn't make sense for it to be him. So, there we go. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I am really interested to see where this goes in the next map for Cold War. As always, if you've enjoyed, don't forget to drop a like rating, make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest videos on the channel, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, goodbye.